Hello, welcome back. In our previous class, we have looked at theory of change. We have also looked at analyzing the problem to get to the solution. In this class, let's look at conceptual framework. I'm sure this term is not new to you, especially for our researchers or if you are involved in any research project. So what is a conceptual of work? It is sometimes called research framework, useful for identifying and illustrating the factors and the relationship that influence the outcome of the program or the intervention. So when we are talking of conceptual framework, we are giving how variables relate to each other in giving out the desired solution. So you can think of it as dependent variables and independent variable which affect the outcome, that is the dependent variable. For example, if you want to increase the COVID-19 vaccination rate, for example, there are many factors that are involved in here. These factors might include community beliefs, social beliefs, availability of resources, religion background, knowledge of the importance of this vaccine. So how these factors affect the output, and where does our problem or program comes in to solve this problem and improve the output of this project. That is what conceptual framework gives. It gives the high level view of how different variables interact. It is not very much detailed, but just from high level view how variables interact are typically shown in diagrams illustrating causal linkages between key component of the program and the output of the interest. For instance, in the following example, the program, in addition to donors, is supplying health services in order to increase service utilization with ultimate goal of improved health. Right? So let's look at that example and talk of this health services that the program and the donors come together to improve these health services. That is what we want to get, right? So by identifying the variables that factor into the program performance and depicting the way they interact, the result can be reasonably be expected from the program activities are outlined. Clarifying the progress program designers, it helps program designers to develop valid measures for evaluating the success of outcomes and also guide the identification of appropriate indicators. So from here you can understand the input, the factors, and the indicators for each of these output and outcome, and of course the general goal of the project. Okay, an example. The general goal is improve healthy or healthy society. So for instance, let's say the health service that we want to improve is increasing the uptake of COVID-19 vaccine. So now in that case, here we have health service, which is contributed by NGOs, donors, and government, and also our programs. So what we might be having here sorry, is availability of resources, maybe human resources, availability of training, availability of tools that will enhance the service. So there will be program, there will be NGOs that contribute to availability of resources such as human resources, such as tools, training of the communities, and so on. So having this service with all these resources will improve service utilization. So for example, when our program involves here that everything here is available, the resources, and then there is the training, improving the awareness of the importance of having the vaccine among the societies will lead to service utilization. Great. But again, apart from the donors and the program and the government, there will be community factors. What that community think about this service? All right. What is the belief of the community towards utilization? So the program will impact, together with the NGOs, together with the government, the community factors. If the belief of the community is against vaccination, then of course there will be some input from the government and the donors and the NGOs to help the community accept this intervention that will lead to service utilization. Of course, individual person and individual household, they have their perception toward service utilization. So this will also lead to service utilization. And when this service, for this example, maybe uptake of COVID-19 vaccine will lead to healthy practices and then healthy outcome. Just looking at these different factors that lead to healthy outcome will help you from the high level to understand what is expected in the project, and also start thinking of the type of indicators that you're going to develop for this project. We are going to break down each of the activity in our result framework coming up. Thank you for joining and enjoy learning.